So there are things I like about Horizon Hunters Gathering and also some concerns I have. One is the content loop. The main draw of this franchise is fighting big mecha dinos, and it certainly has that, but being a live service game means that it will have repeatable activities instead of a story progression that escalates to an ending. So how long until the activities become monotonous or unrewarding? This will depend on the update schedule, but there has to be enough content to keep us entertained. Will they have that? I know it will have a story element to it, but the story is only gonna last so long because it's a live service game. The stories don't really last that long. The characters. I like the fact that each character is going to have multiple roles, instead of locking each into one role. That way, if you grow an affinity for a specific character, this will allow you to fill different roles and still keep using the same character. We'll see how they handle the balancing so that one of them does not become the de facto must-have, making the other characters pretty much useless, which will then have a never-ending nerf buff cycle that ends up being more of a pain than good quality of life. Canon. One of the things I like about the Horizon games is that Aloy is a very human person using her learned skills and some technology to bring down these huge mecha dinos, and using the parts from them to craft or purchase new gear that will help in future fights. Plus the exploration and puzzle solving of the cauldrons is a lot of fun. From what I was able to see on the Vidoc that Guerrilla put out, there are hints of superhuman abilities and special moves. The main one that I noticed was super speed. And as they bring out new characters, they are going to have to make them interesting, which means adding more and more spectacular abilities, breaking what is interesting in the franchise, making it a story about superhuman tech-based beings instead of humans using resources to best the creatures. And since it is canon, how will that affect the story of the third game in the franchise? Why will Aloy go fight the new challenges when they have an army of superpowered tech heroes? Microtransactions. This is by far my most hated addition to gaming, especially when they're added to pay game. If this is a free game, then sure, I get it, add micros. But then we go into the main issue, and that is how expensive will they be? How exploitative will they be? How much will they push into pay to win? Is it just cosmetics, or are we going into resource gathering benefits and farming skips? This is something I will definitely be keeping an eye on as they update us with more info. And you know for sure they will have microtransactions because that's the whole reason these companies want to get into live service games. The finance numbskulls. This is my biggest worry about this game. We know that the developers will have the best intentions for this game and will put their best effort into it. But there is the very real possibility that the game will not do well or may start great and not be able to maintain success and die. All the people with the money will see is that the Horizon franchise is not worth backing up, and we don't get a third game or anything else from this franchise. The problem also is that they may not see it as a live service problem, but a franchise problem. Or conversely, the game does great, and all the finance people see is, oh, it is live service that works, so cancel the story game and we don't get any more story-based single-player adventures in this world. This has the very real possibility of killing the Horizon single-player experience. On the other hand, it may also make them think that there is money to be made from the franchise and back up the story games even more. It does bug me that it is the money people and not the creatives that make these decisions, but it is what it is. Some or all of these questions will be answered as we get more information about the game, and once we get to play the beta, we will have a better idea of how the content loop will work. I still love the Horizon franchise, it's one of my favorite ones, and I am very curious about this game, but it does raise some concerns.